Jump into our first story because we want to immediately get your thoughts. Were you there? Were you lucky enough to get a ticket? Did you go to one of the theaters at Expo to watch it, or were you watching it online? Because of course last night Coldplay played at Expo and it was a spectacular show. It was a sky full of stars. It's like something you do. And we're still waiting on exact numbers, but we know people from all over the world tuned in to watch it. It was an incredible event from start to finish, and there were some really amazing moments for the people that were there. For example, they actually opened the barriers at some point. So the people who were around Al Wasl Plaza who didn't have tickets, at some point during the show, they actually just opened the barriers and people just flooded in, and it was amazing.
I mean, why not? It's Coldplay. Like, give the people what they want.
Well, it was crazy because when I got there. And I got there 3 hours ahead of when it was meant to start. And it was just so, for me, I'd love to get your experiences, but it was super seamless. The only thing is I nabbed a seat. So they have like...
Nice.
Yes, but then I couldn't actually see the stage.
Oh.
But you could see it all around you. And it was like, even Chris Martin said it himself when he spoke to the crowd. He was like, I was expecting to be speaking to an empty shopping mall. But this is an immersive yeah, exactly. He was like, and then he started like making all these phrases. He was like, oh, it's so great to be back at work. And you could see he literally was like upping his own tempo. And he was like, I thought it was gonna be like an empty shopping mall, but this is an incredible immersive experience. Thank you for coming far and wide. And then he also shouted out Her Excellency Reem Ibrahim Al Hashimi, who's of course head of Expo, and he said thank you to the Reem team.
That's cute.
For making it happen. Yeah,
that's so cute. But the fact that you waited so long for this and now it was well worth the wait, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think the first song, I actually felt kind of emotional. I think it's because I built it up so much in my head. But he was so on point. I actually saw a comment, and I think it's so interesting to get everyone's views of the show. But I saw a comment and they said that they thought the sound wasn't great, and I thought, in my tone-deaf head, he was spot on. He was just perfection. Every single song nailed it. Sky Full of Stars, Viva La Vida, of course, the song with BTS. He was like, at the beginning of that, he was like, at one point in a band's life, you realize you need to make a song in Korean. And it was so funny because he played like songs across like, you know, every single album from like the early years to the later, and like all the early stuff I love. And then you could hear the crowd really going wild for the BTS song, and it was like, oh, that's the song you know because you're way younger than me. But it was so great, and the fact that they because obviously the big fans. Well, we saw those photos today, right? And it was people trying to get in who didn't have tickets, so they made posters and they were there outside at Expo trying to get in, and then Expo opened the barriers and you actually got in. It was just crazy. It was so good.
Ask and thou shalt receive. They literally went for it. They went for it, and Expo, like, that's incredible for them also to just. You know, like, okay, fine, if you have a ticket, go in. But they're like, no, fine, just go inside, check, see the people that you admire so much, the band you admire so much. So that was incredible. And I saw the concert through my stories. Literally every single one of my friends were down at the concert.
Really?
Living their lives. And one of my friends was literally crying on her stories. Like, it was her biggest dream. And she was in tears, especially when, I think the end... Was it you?
What?
Oh my God, was the friend that I saw you crying?
Oh no, I didn't take any stories.
Oh my, yeah, enjoying the moment.
Well, I took videos, I just didn't post it. Not really, I just didn't post any stories, so it wasn't me crying.
And they gave LED wristbands. Yeah,
but like, that's the whole thing. So it was like the whole, obviously it's the biggest LED production in the world, so the whole roof is Chris Martin. So yes, it was really frustrating for me not being able to see the stage. And when I looked at everyone else's stories today, I didn't realize it last night because I was like, oh, I'm sure. Then I looked at everyone else's stories and I was like, oh, I really saw him like, oh, so good. But I saw like little bits of him pop out. But we also, everyone was wearing LED bracelets and they had like different lighting set up around. So the whole thing was really lit. And like Chris Martin himself said, like, this is such an immersive experience. It was phenomenal. It was magical. It was magical. It was once in a lifetime. And would love to get your experiences leaving because I know there's queues for Metro, of course there's going to be, but like I guess I walked to the car, there wasn't much traffic getting out, like it was just, for me it was such a great experience.
Honestly, I can see this becoming the future of concerts.
What?
I can see this becoming the future for concerts. Like just this immersive situation with the projection lights, because it looked out of this world.
It was so cool.
It was insane though, especially when all of those songs like You're My Universe came and they had those universal projections. Oh, it was insane. Just seeing it from stories, I can't imagine you being there in person and seeing it.
I'm so sorry. I'm just reading the tickets, and Warren and Moses says I was the victim of a fake ticket. Warren, I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine how dreadfully disappointing that must have been. If you want to share with us on DMs how it happened, like even me going through scanning my ticket, I was like, please work, please work, please work, because you don't know. Like I got it from a colleague, and she'd been in the lottery, Malika. But imagine if it, like, I was like, it's a little fear, you know.
Of course.
What if somehow that, because it was just on a WhatsApp, like what if it went to someone else? So Warren,
oh
I'm so
my
sorry.
god, that's so sad. I wonder how much he paid for it. Quite a lot, I'm sure.